I am Leslie Mia Abella, student of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in Financial Management. My report is all about the introduction for global finance with e-banking. And I will start with what to look forward to this subject. What to look forward to this subject. It aims to provide students with a basic understanding of finance concepts and techniques as applied in the global setting. This review the basic corporate finance terms, issues in international trade and multinationals. And so we have here the course objectives. In connection with my research that will help us to highlight the idea for a clearer view to this subject. 1. To prepare students to become knowledgeable in international financial management system. This system is also known as international finance, the management of finance in an international business environment. It's all about trading money through exchange of foreign currencies. And there are the types of international financial management. There are five. One is the strategic decision making. 2. Foreign direct investment. 3. Long-term and short-term financing. 4. Working capital management. 5. International trade finance. Note that international trade management helps in calculating exchange rates of various currencies of nations and the relative worth of each every nations in terms thereof. 2. To help students to become aware of different issues of global finance. And so, the examples of different issues of global finance that we may encounter were indicated there. 3. To prepare students to become well equipped with different globalized financial tools and techniques. The list of major types of globalizations are 7. 1. Social globalization. 2. Economic globalization. 3. Technological globalization. 4. Financial globalization. 5. Political globalization. 6. Cultural globalization. And 7. Ecological globalization. Since there are different types of globalized finance, we can see that it facilitates the transfer of saving across borders, allowing savings to finance production investment, promoting growth and jobs creation, as well as portfolio diversification. Fourth, to expose students in the modern approaches of financial management that are applicable worldwide. An analytical way of looking into financial problems of the firm finance function covers both acquisition of funds as well the allocation of funds to various uses. There are the three financial approach. Here are the three financial approach. 1. Hedging approach, one which guide a firm debt maturity financing decisions. 2. Conservative approach, a risk-free strategy of working capital financing. Third, aggressive approach, a high-risk strategy of working capital financing wherein short-term finances are utilized to finance the temporary working capital and reasonable part of the permanent working capital. Fifth, to introduce the student to financial technology as a new product of globalization. Technological change is the main independent variable by inducing transaction cost and dramatically increasing the price sensitivity of financial markets across borders. By highlighting these objectives, students must have the idea of what the global finance with electric banking is all about. Now let us see some other aspect that we need to look forward to. First is knowing what is globalization. Since we are focusing on global finance, it is essential for us to be more specific about globalization. Globalization is the process of interaction and integration among people, companies, and governments worldwide. Its characteristics essentially include the cross-border connectivity or integration. The second is free trade environment, and the third is interdependency of nations. The implications in general, it decreases the cost of manufacturing, means companies can offer goods at a lower price to consumers. Then the history. Many scholars say it started with Columbus' voyage to New World in 1942. The cause. The most important causes of globalization differ among three major components of international market integration. One is the trade, 2. Multinational production, and third is the international finance. Next is about global finance. Global finance is the international framework of economies, regulations, and financial institutions and how these things interact with each other. This focuses on areas such as foreign direct investment and currency exchange rates. In connection with this, we must be familiarized with the components of global finance system. Here are the components of global finance system. International Monetary Fund works to achieve sustainable growth and prosperity has 190 member countries. This promote financial stability and monetary cooperation, essential to increase productivity, job creation, and economic well-being. Next is the central bank. In connection with financial system, it conduct monetary policy to achieve low and stable inflation. We have also the government treasuries of monetary authorities. This operates and maintains systems that are critical to the nation's financial infrastructure. Examples are production of coin, disbursement of payment, revenue collection, and borrowing of funds. Last is the World Bank, an international organization dedicated to provide financing, advice, and research to developing nations to aid their economic advancement. Let us add to the list the elements of financial system, which are 1. Planning, 2. Controlling, 3. Organizing and directing, and 4. Decision making. Next is the international business, how firms engage to this. Here are the methods. 1. The international trade, relatively conservative approach that used by firms to penetrate markets, means of exporting or obtain supplies at a low cost by means of importing. This approach entails minimal risk because firms does not place any of its capital at risk. Licensing obligations a firm to provide its technology in exchange for fees or some other specified benefits. Franchising obligates a firm to provide specialized sales or provide strategy support, assistance, and possibly an initial investment in the franchise in exchange in periodic fees. Fourth, joint ventures, jointly owned and operated by two or more firms. Many firms penetrate many foreign markets by engaging a joint venture with firms that resides in those markets. Fifth, acquisition of existing operation. Firms frequently acquire other firms in foreign countries as means of penetrating foreign markets. After knowing how firms engage in international business, let us take a look at the goals of international financial management. Our objective in this field, we must determine the special features and nature of international management. Then we must discuss the goals for global finance. Next is the importance fundamental concept of international financial management. And the last is to understand the different world trend and development. By familiarizing the given goals, we need to differentiate international financial management by purely domestic finance through introduction of foreign currency, political risk, market imperfections, enhanced opportunity set. Note that the domestic financial management have to deal with banking rules and regulations of domestic country, while international financial management have to deal with and follow the banking regulations in different countries. Let us continue with the international market. What is international market? International market is when market outside its home, home referring to a country. Here are the importance of international market. 1. Increase growth sales. 2. Increase accessibility. 3. Rise in the local free deal area. Fourth, increase availability of capital and labor. By dealing with international market, challenges are always around the corner. Here are some of it. 1. Foreign laws and regulations. 2. International accounting. 3. Cost calculation and pricing strategy. 4th. Currency fluctuations. 5th. Cultural disparity and communication gap. Dealing with challenges, overcoming to this will always have an option first. Effective planning and implementation is a must. Second, proper application and marketing principles are needed. Third, accurate market identification, targeting, and decision is important. While understanding the international market, let us include the international monetary system. Essentially, we need to have a clearer view about this system. International monetary system is the institutional framework within which international payments are made, movements of capital are accommodated, and exchange rates among currencies are determined. Must know the following. Define the overall international monetary environment in which multinational investors operates. The evolution of international financial system. The difference between international monetary system and international financial system. Let us also include the multinational corporation. We may not include some important points since we are considering that this is just an introduction to this course. Multinational corporation is any corporation that is registered and operates in more than one country at a time. Generally, corporation has its headquarters in one country and operates wholly or partially owned subsidiaries in other countries. Lastly to discuss is the two types of organization. Centralized organization is a business structure in which one individual makes the important decision, such resource allocation, and provides the primary strategic direction for the company. Second, decentralized organization, one where mid-level and lower level managers makes most of the decision rather than the senior management team. And so, to dear viewers, my introduction to global finance with electronic banking ends here. End of reporting.